Hello everyone. So for today's session we have someone from forensic department with us. Her name is Piyusha Shinde. She has this startup Troth Forensics and she is going to bust some myths about CID and the forensics which we know. And why the forensic science is important for India or for anyone's career, how it is developing or what are the different branches of it. So for anyone who is going to pursue forensic science as their career, I hope this video will help you. Let's go bust some myths with her. Hi Piyusha, how are you?
Hi Aishwarya, I am fine. How are you?
I'm also good. So, forensic science, why this field?
Okay, so in school we had a lesson, we had a book on Sherlock Holmes, and since then I was very intrigued by the topic, the mind, the games, and since then I have been always interested in forensic science. So I thought, why not?
Right. But what is forensic science? Or why do we need forensic science?
Okay, so the basic principle that we go, or the basic definition that we go in terms of forensic science is application of all scientific rules or all scientific basis in criminal justice system. And we need forensics in our daily life, civil, criminal courts, and we can convict a person based on his actions on the crime scene. And so the basic principle of forensics is that every contact leaves traces. That wherever we go, whichever contact we make, whether it's a thing or a person, it always leaves some traces that we were present on that scene.
Right.
Yeah, so that's it.
So, what are the different aspects of forensic science? Or what are the different branches where you can actually, like, you said that you can leave any person who, let's say, goes to a place, he or she can leave his or her traces at that place. So how do you actually decide, or how do you actually find out, based on what things do you find out all of these things?
So evidence is one of the most important factors that is considered in forensic science. So you are asking about the aspects and the branches. So there are various branches in forensic science, including chemistry, toxicology, serology, biology, then ballistics. Ballistics is the study of guns and ammunitions, bullets. Then forensic biology, psychology, digital and cyber forensics. Then comes question document fingerprint, which is my specialization. Then comes palynology, botany. So there are various divisions or branches or applications of forensic science, and depending on the crime scene or the evidence that we have acquired, we apply that rules in solving that crime or pursuing the evidence.
Right.
So application is one of the major aspects that is needed when we use or prefer for forensic science for any crime scene or any particular matter.
Right. So you are a specialist in, I think, question documents and fingerprints, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
So a question document is usually the basic scientific rules for analyzing a document. Or a simple definition of it is when the question is raised on the authenticity of the document.
Okay.
And when we have a document, if it's a official document and someone has signed it, but the person claims that I haven't signed the document, and there's a question raised in the court whether this document is belonging to the person or no.
Right.
Whether he has signed it or no, whether it is authentic to be submitted for an official use, or like civil matters, the property disputes are one of the major crimes, civil court crimes that are happening, and a question document is one of them, where one of the scientific application that is done to differentiate between the authenticity of the document, and it helps a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So
and fingerprint.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
yeah, that is like intriguing part. Yeah.
Yeah. So fingerprint is the palm. This is a palm, and the ridges that are present on our fingers, or your footprint, or your gait pattern. So all of these are included in fingerprints, and it is one of, as fingerprints are unique and nowadays used as an authentic form of passwords. So it's unique in everybody, and it is believed, and it is for sure 99.99% that no two people have the same fingerprint,
Right.
not even the twins. So it's very interesting when it comes to fingerprint, and it is one of the strongest evidence that is considered in the court systems.
Okay. Okay. So growing up, we have, like, all of us have watched CID. So I wanted to know, is it similar to what you are doing? What we have seen since our childhood, is it similar to what you do in your real life in actual forensic science?
So what happens is, whenever a person asks me about what is a profession, we tend to say that we are a forensic scientist, and they are like, oh, so the one in Pradyuman from CID, and that discourages us so badly, because there is a lot different that what we do, and it is not at all what is on real field or in real life. So for mostly what is shown in CID is the forensic expert gets the body, and he does all types of short tests. So it is not that easy, and we are not given the body. The forensic scientists are not allowed to have possession of the body. We are given the viscera samples of what we ask them for, and the labs are different, of course, and it's way more difficult than what is shown. So that's the basic myth that we have, and that CID and the real forensics is nothing to be compared with.
Okay, so on the similar line, what are the different myths you face, or maybe you have heard about forensic science, which that no, they are myths and this is reality?
So what happens is, people think that we are directly given access to the crime scene, and we just take the evidence and go in the lab or test it there itself, and give the analysis. So the basic funda what we use over here is the first responding officer. That whoever suppose we have a crime scene, and there's a first responding officer. He can be a fire brigade, he can be a medical officer, or he can be a police inspector, or any other in that field. And we are called officially, and first we have given a background check of the crime scene, and then we have to see how the chain of events have happened. We can reconstruct the crime scene, and then with that we so there are two types of experts. One is on the crime scene, and the other one is in the lab.
Okay.
So it's it is also possible that the person on the crime scene is also in the lab, and he collects the evidence accordingly. And so this is what people don't know. People think that we are directly access to the crime scene, and then we solve the crime there itself, and we give the updates, and the crime it's solved as soon as possible. This is what they show in CID.
Right.
And the other thing is, we have to give proper reports of every evidence that is being collected with a standard sample, and which most of the people don't know. So the standard sampling is very important. The labeling and packaging is very important, and one of the most important parts is chain of custody.
Okay.
A chain of custody of the evidence which is collected from the crime scene, and that is pretty much, people don't know about it, but it is one of the important official things that we are supposed to do.
Okay, chain of custody of evidence. So do you have to collect those evidence, or will the responding officer, or maybe whoever in charge will be giving it to you? How is it?
So if the case is coming to a private lab, the evidence are already collected
Okay.
by their officer or by the police. The police is also given a forensic training when usually they are recruited or selected. They have their trainings for some months, and in that one of the major parts is forensic science.
Okay.
So they are given a direction of how to collect and preserve evidences, and they can be directly transferred to the lab, to a government lab or to a private, whichever for them is preferable. And or they call us on the crime scene at that time, and then we we just collect the evidence and bring it to the field,
Okay.
to the lab. The lab is our field.
Right. So about forensic science, what are the different career opportunities for anyone who's looking at it as a future, like, option, let's say?
Okay, so in India, a lot of people don't know about forensics. When I
True.
give, when our people usually ask us while conversating that, what's your profession? And when we say that we are in forensic science, people don't know it. Or people have very less knowledge about it.
Yeah, even I said that, okay, you work for CID.
So when people ask me about my field, I have to tell them that I have to give them a base of forensic science. Whereas when we tell people that we are engineers, people don't have to give that much of explanation, which we
Yeah.
have to. And people in India are very less aware about forensic science, and that hurts a lot because it is one of the most important fields and emerging fields, and very authentic, true field in the science background. So there are various forensic labs in India. So there are on metropolitan cities. There are whatever metro cities are there, like Pune. So Pune has a RFSL, CFSL, then lab, basic labs in India, and so there's a lot of case work or load on these labs due to the scarcity of forensic scientists. People don't know, so they don't apply for this field, and I guess that is the reason that people are the cases are being overloaded on the crime labs. And there are private labs also, like mine.
Right.
So we just thought why not get on our own. And there are many labs in Maharashtra also, private labs, but not as much
True.
compared to other businesses.
Right. So we'll get back to your business, but first I want to know that do you think that forensic science is important in India?
Yes, absolutely. With the going crime rate and what is happening in the world, the injustice is
Right.
one of the main important part. Why is it important? And it's said usually that it's okay if a criminal comes out of jail or does not go to jail, but an innocent man should not go
True.
to jail. And this is one of the major feelings that we use in forensic science, and that is the reason that forensic is very important, and people should apply for forensics or take it as a career. It's intriguing.
True. If I knew, maybe I would have given it a thought. So you said that it is very important, right, in India. If it is that important, then why are people so unaware of it, or why are they afraid of pursuing this as their career?
Because of the opportunities. My personal reason, I feel that why people or the children of our age or children less than our age who are just past that 12, because of the limited career opportunities that they face. So if you opt for MBBS after 12, then you are sure that you will have a job, or
True.
you are sure that you can start your business and give it a hardcore time, or the opportunities that are available. But it is not in terms of forensics. There are very less opportunities, and the government does not give it that importance. This is what I feel, that we don't have proper recruitments in the government sector, so people tend to take a step back or give it a third, fourth thought to pursue the career opportunity, it as a career opportunity.
Okay. But if government doesn't give you people that much importance, or you don't have that many recruitment options available, then what are the different like options for anyone who has completed their forensic studies? What can they do from a job point of view, or maybe
So-
from their career point of view?
So there are recruitments. It's not like there are no recruitments as such, but the recruitments has an eligibility criteria which says that any scientific field can apply to it. That you are a bachelor in chemistry, a bachelor in botany, then you are eligible to give an exam in for an RFSL or CFSL scientific officer. So that is one of the things. Then NetSet in forensic science is also available. PhDs, research is one of the main one of the main pioneers in forensics, because as there is research, there is improvement.
True.
And forensic needs a lot of research. At least in India, we are lacking behind in research. Then the last option, or the best option I feel, is starting your own forensic lab.
Okay. So you yourself have started your own startup along with your friend, Truth Forensics.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
So we were done with our post graduation, and I did my internship, and after that I was in a thought ki, what am I going to do next? What am I supposed to do? I applied for many jobs. I even got selected, but then after that I thought ki there's this employment problem, and there was a case going on in the Supreme Court about forensic recruitments and all. And I felt that why not be an employer, to get an result in this, that why not be an employer instead of being an employee
Right.
to someone else's foundation. Give your full 100% of what you want to build in. And so I was approached with a plan by my partner, Mr. Prakal Padak, and I thought that yes, this is one of the best opportunities that I can do for myself. And I went for it, and it went on boards in January 2021. And the name we thought was Pledge. Truth is a synonym of pledge.
Okay.
And I feel it is very important to provide justice to our field, to the knowledge that we have taken past 5 years. And this is the reason that we have given 100% till now. We have solved cases and given consultancy services, and going there. It's slow due to the pandemic, but we are trying
Right.
the best.
Right. So what are your plans regarding your startup? Future plans?
So we have just started, a virtual office. We haven't taken an office yet, and we want to build our own capital, and that is the reason we are taking it slow and giving as much as energy that we can. It is going according to the plan, of course, but there are some setbacks due to the world situation that the world is going through, that India is specifically going through. So there are a lot less opportunities than we thought we expected, but still it is slow and steady, and we want to give people training about forensic science.
Okay.
We want to provide training, certificate courses, then hire interns for all the procedures, so that they get acquainted with the proceedings, and which is very important, the court proceedings and all. And there are many plans. We are building on a website,
Okay.
so Truth Forensics is there
Right.
on the way.
So you started it along with Prakalp, right? So how have you divided your job roles?
So Prakalp is my college senior. He was my senior in masters in Aurangabad, and he is a masters in digital and cyber forensics, and works in IT. So we divide according to our specialization.
Okay.
I am a forensic and fingerprint question document expert. I tend to manage the digital media. He tend to give the consulting and the website part of it, or a digital part of it, which I'm very bad at, and he manages everything. So we divide according to our specialization, or whichever what we are good at.
Right.
And we equally divide the work 50-50. investments are 50, so it's properly divided, and we both give our 100%, to the development of it.
Who will you target for your next cases?
So there's no target as such, but we do keep contacts with the lawyers, the judges, and the CFSL, of course, because sometimes the CFSL, that is Central Forensic Labs, or RFSL, that is Regional Forensic Labs, give contracts to private people for solving cases, and that is where we keep our contacts with. Also, we do have a touch with layman's, so that there's a curiosity that normal people have about forensic science, and I feel that they should be able to fulfill their curiosity. So we target laymen also, and because if they want some analysis about themselves, like graphology is giving a personality test with your handwriting.
Okay.
And we also provide that services to fulfill your curiosity. So basically everybody is our target.
Right. So you're going to give me that also, like figuring out my personality based on my handwriting.
Take an appointment.
Yes.
Take an appointment.
Okay. So like people are very interested about forensic science. Like they have watched CID. Okay. Salunkhe, there are so many jokes on Salunkhe, but people are interested in forensic science, CID, everything. But to pursue it as a career, what will interest these people, the younger generation, most about forensic science?
So I get a lot of calls, in these from January to June.
Okay.
That we want to have a career in forensic science, and what do you think? How are the steps that we should take, or what is the future? Of course, the future is very important, and how is the future secured?
Right.
Or what guarantee do we have in future about how we are going to survive? So after 12th, there are government colleges in Maharashtra. I'm talking about Maharashtra in particular. So Maharashtra has colleges in Nagpur, Mumbai, and Aurangabad.
Okay.
And now there are many. These are government colleges, and now there are many private colleges that are being opened. And so I did my graduation from Satara. We were just starting, the college had just started the course, and after that I thought of getting more deeper in the field, and I applied for an entrance exam in Aurangabad. So initially for bachelors they did not have entrance, but now they have started giving entrance, because a lot of people are pursuing forensics to fulfill curiosity, and they are liking it. They are knowing what forensic is, and now then entrance exam was given, and I did my masters, then internship. So career is there in any field if we make it.
Right.
I feel
that
there is no particular field that is less and is more. Every field is honest, every field is dignified, and it is up to us what we do. After 12th, if you want to pursue, then go search for colleges online, give their entrance exams in various cities. The best college for forensics in India is in Gujarat, Gandhinagar, which is now a nationalized university. It is one of the first nationalized university in the world.
Okay.
That is just for forensics.
Okay.
Yes. And people can apply to whichever college they like, which have good instrumental facilities. Students should focus on having good staff and instrumental facilities if they want to pursue. And I feel that after bachelor's, masters should be done, because masters gives you an in-depth information about your topic, gives you a place where you can call yourself a specialist in that field.
True. So after 12th, is there any common entrance test which students can give to get into forensics, or do they have to apply to individual colleges and give their entrance exam?
Every college has their own entrance exams and their own cutoff according to the 12th boards also, and the entrance. So an aggregate is made and the list is put up.
Okay. So the bachelor's is for 3 years, right?
Yes, the bachelor's is for 3 years and the master's is for next 2. And if you want to do PhD, then there are various universities that are giving you but there's a difficulty in finding guides in forensic science. But if we are lucky, then we find the needed
Right.
guides in the field.
Right. So I have one question for you apart from like other viewers. So let's say if I commit a murder, how can
Hey,
how can I cover it up?
I'm supposed to keep a watch on you then.
No, like why? I was thinking about like getting you involved in the murder so that we both can
Please stay away.
collaborate.
Stay away. This conversation never happened.
Okay, jokes apart. Okay, so thank you very much, Piyusha. If someone wants to ask something
you,
to you
Aishwarya.
about this, I'll make sure that I'll tag you in the comment section or maybe in the description box
Sure.
so that they can find you on maybe Instagram and text you, ping you,
Yes.
you can answer them. And thank you very much for agreeing to do this and all the best for your startup. I hope it will go well
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
yeah, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Bye bye.
Yes, bye. Okay, so that was today's episode. I hope that you got your answers and now you know, like me, that what we have seen in CID is not equal to what happens in actual life or actual forensic science. And if you have any queries specifically regarding forensic science or anything you want to ask about, let's say criminal cases, you can directly contact Piyusha and her partner Prakalp. I'm going to tag them in the description box along with their page, Instagram page of Troth Forensics, which is their business. And I hope you get all your answers from them and have a nice day.